Welcome back to FM Story. We're past the midway point of our first season with Man City in this glory hunt to save, and things are going reasonably well. We're currently sat second in the league, 3 points behind Chelsea. And in the Champions League, the other competition that we're focused on this season, we've made it into the last 16 as well. We've finished second in the league phase to bypass the knockout playoff round. Coming up in this episode, we've got a couple of big games in the league against Newcastle and Man United, and we've also got that round of 16 in the Champions League. So without further ado, let's get into the action. So we're at the end of February and we've got this big game coming up against Man United in the league. Things have gone pretty much where we left off as far as the league's concerned at the end of the last episode. We finished the last episode with a comfortable 5-0 victory over Brentford after they missed a penalty and gifted us an opening goal. The first game following that was a home game against Ipswich, which we came away with a comfortable 7-0 victory. Another hat-trick for Erling Haaland, and he missed a penalty in that game as well. We then went away to Newcastle, went behind early on, but then a very, very late hat-trick from Erling Haaland, 82nd minute, 88th minute, 92nd minute, saw us come away with a 5-2 victory. And then in the most recent league game at home against Burnley, a pretty comfortable 3-1 victory, which, as far as the league's concerned, means that we are top of the table now. We're level on points with Chelsea. We have played a game more than them. So when we play them again in the league, it's going to be a big, big game, the way things are going at the moment. Man United, who we play next, are currently in fourth. They've got 2 games in hand on us, but they are 17 points back. I mean, if you look at the player stats, we are really sort of dominating. You've got Erling Haaland, Alphonso Davies, Bernardo Silva, top of the average ratings. Erling Haaland with 27 goals, and we've played 28 games. He hasn't played 28 games. And then you've got the assists. Silva with 17, Haaland with 10, Foden with 9. Edison's kept 9 clean sheets as well. So things are going pretty well. We just could do with, between now and the end of the season, avoiding any of the stupid defeats that we've had, like the 4 we've had so far. So this is the side we've picked for the Manchester derby. Pretty much, I think, our strongest team available. Rico Lewis at right back, Stones and Guardiola in the centre with Alphonso Davies at left back. We've gone with the 3 in midfield of Rodri, Nunes and Silva, with Musiala and Foden behind Haaland. They, looking at their squad, have not done an awful lot of business in the opening 4 seasons of this save. It's a very similar team to what they've fielded for most of this season in real life. So they're going with a 4 at the back with Mark Gay at left back, which might be something that we can exploit. But otherwise, I think looking at it, it's probably going to be fairly congested in the middle of the pitch. Not much happening early on in this game. Right, a goal kick for them, gone short to Martinez, out to Gay at left back. Sukic infield, but Alphonso Davies has picked it off. Matheus Nunes gives it away straight away. Rashford's through. Back to Garnacho. Hits the post, and we've scrambled it away. It's going to come back from Dalot. Stones gets his head on it. Rodri heads it clear again. And again, it's going to come back. We've nicked it. And then given away on the edge of the area. Garnacho's hit the post again. We are riding our luck in this game so far. Right, a corner, Bernardo Silva to take it, in swing it to the near post, and Haaland's header just flicks onto the roof of the net. Right, a throw for them in our half. Gahey to Garnacho. Lewis chips the ball forward looking for Haaland. It bounces off Lindelof. Haaland loses out to Dalot. We've not seen an awful lot of our quality attacking play here. Mainu to Mount, Anthony. Long ball down the line into the box for Rashford. Squares it. We've got a block on that one, but they've still got it. Gahey into the box. crosses. And you have to say that was coming. The way we've played so far, we were riding our luck at the back. The number of chances they've had, it was only a matter of time before they stuck one of them away. It eventually comes all the way across to Anthony, and he slams it home from pretty close range. Right, Alphonso Davies into Phil Foden down the left. Back to Davies, into Bernardo Silva in the box, and there's Musiala. First time he's been involved in the game, pretty much. Pokes it home and levels it up at 1 apiece. Foden just drove down the line, 2 defenders with him. Infield to Davies in space, finds Bernardo Silva, who quickly works it into the box. And there's Musiala, 8 yards out, unmarked, beats the keeper for 1-1. And there we are, half-time 1-1. Based on the match stats, you would say that was pretty fair score at half-time, but I think based on the chances that we've seen, we've definitely rode our luck, and we're a bit lucky to go in level at half-time. We need to be a lot better in the second half. No changes at half-time, sent the same team out because they can't be that as bad as they were for most of that first half again. Right, throw into us, Rico Lewis to take it. Comes back to him, crosses towards the back post, Haaland's header. The keeper looked like he turned it onto the post, and then they've played it off their own player into the back of the net, and that's 2-1. I mean, that was how that's gone in the back of the net, I don't know. So Lewis gets the ball and crosses. Haaland's header hits the post, and then Dalot looks like he's just Martinez has lashed it against Lindelof into the back of the net, and that's us 2-1 up. Right, a throw in for us. Davies to Bernardo Silva. Back to Davies. He's lost out to Garnacho, but Rodri tidies it up. Gvardiol back to Rodri. Matheus Nunes from distance. Shot's blocked. Back to the keeper. They've tried to chip a ball down the line. Rashford's flicked it on. But Ruben Diaz has tidied it up at the back there. And Gvardiol into Matheus Nunes. Out to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva again, over the top looking for Foden, and he just can't get his effort on target. Lewis with a throw. Nunes back to Lewis. Cross to the back post. Haaland's header this time finds the back of the net. It's 3-1, but we're going to get a VAR check, and surely that was onside. And it's been given. So, second time, pretty quick succession down this right hand side. The throw has left Lewis in acres of space, crosses to the back post. Haaland going back towards the back post, heads it past Onana, and that's 3-1. Right, so we've made a few changes to bring some fresh legs on. Goes back to Edison. Ruben Diaz. Back to Edison again. Ruben Diaz again. We're playing around with it a lot at the back here that I don't feel comfortable with. Rodri to Ruben Diaz. Edison to Gvardiol. To Alphonso Davies. Driving forward. Foden back to Davies in space on this left-hand side. He's into the box. Pulls it back to Bernardo Silva. And he hits the woodwork and it goes behind. And Dalot back to the keeper for them. Martinez. Out to Luke Shaw at left back now. Rashford's in behind Rico Lewis. Crosses towards the back post. Højlund's header. Luckily, it's just over the top. Edison out to Gvardiol at left back now. Oscar Bob. Gvardiol. Into Bob again. Ball's cut out. It's gone over the top. Now Garnacho's in behind Gvardiol. Across to Sukic. Rashford in acres of space. Crosses to the back post. Thought he might have taken a touch and gone for goal. Bob then clears long over the top. And everyone seemed to chase in completely the wrong direction there. Garnacho into Sukic. Ball in for Højlund. I mean, I'd like to think he's offside, just because of how far he was behind the defence, but we'll find out in a second, I guess. And yeah, that was disallowed for offside. It's a lovely ball by Sukic, just Højlund made the run too soon. And luckily for us, it's been disallowed. 8 minutes of injury time to go. I mean, surely we're not going to concede too many goals. We have conceded a lot of late goals this season, but there we are, full time, 3-1. Keep the pressure up on Chelsea playing before them. Know that they have to keep winning games to keep any advantage they may have in the title race. But overall, a decent second half. First half wasn't great. A lot more chances in the second half. And let's hope we can continue in this vein in the League and the Champions League. So we're back in the middle of March for the second leg of the round of 16 in the Champions League. Unfortunately, we've drawn against Arsenal, and we're going to need a very, very, very big performance in the second leg to keep our Champions League campaign going. The first leg was right after the Man United game in the league, and we were abysmal. They came in with 3-0 victory at the Emirates. 2 from Saka early on and a late one from Fabio Vieira, which could be a pivotal goal in the tie. And then the most recent league game, we were 2-0 down after 17 minutes against Norwich. We came back with 2 goals in 2 minutes to level it up before the half hour, but we couldn't go on and get a winner. Unfortunately, what that now means is that we are 2 points behind Chelsea in the league. They've still got the game in hand. So it looks like our Premier League and Champions League campaign could both be coming crashing down in the month of March. But first up, we've got this game against Arsenal. I mean, if they can win 3-0 at the Emirates, we can win 3 or 4-0 at home, but we're going to need to be a lot better than we have been recently. So this is the side we've picked for the second leg against Arsenal. As with Man United in the last game that we saw, they've not, like, if you look at that first team is a full team that is there in real life. As we stand, there's a few players obviously on the bench. Julian Alvarez, coming Rafa Marin, Archie Gray. But otherwise, like, they've not done an awful lot to improve their first team. We've gone a variation on the team we've been playing recently. We've dropped Jamal Musiala back into the central midfield role, and Bernardo Silva is going to play behind Haaland. We do have a few injury issues. Including the fact that John Stones is out injured as well. And we're possibly lacking a bit of quality on the bench. We could do with getting off to a quick start in this game. Right, Rico Lewis with a throw. Musiala. Back to Rico Lewis into the box. Rice wins the ball. Then goes back to his keeper. They've got out far too easily here. White down the right-hand side. We have a big, big problem here. Crosses into the box. Edison comes and claims it, but with us playing so narrow, there's so much space down the flanks for their players, although Alphonso Davies has just gone right past Ben White at the other end. Foden into the box. Still going. And Ramsdale turns it behind for a corner. Bernardo Silva to take it. In swinger to the back post. Rice heads it up in the air. Martinelli completes the clearance. And we could have done with taking that chance. Bernardo Silva with the corner from the other side. This time to the back post. It's headed clear. Foden goes back to pick it up. Finds Ruben Diaz. Bob to Gvardiol. To Alphonso Davies. Low first time cross. And Haaland misses the target at the near post. Alphonso Davies again down this left-hand side. Into Oscar Bob. Back to the edge of the area to Rodri. And it's been deflected behind for another corner. Bernardo to take it. towards the near post. It's headed clear as far as Bob. Back to Bernardo Silva. I think he must have been in an offside position there, and he was. Another corner. Again to the near post. Haaland's headed down. Easy for Ramsdale, though, at the near post. And there we are, half-time. Still 3-0 down on aggregate. We've created chances and haven't taken them. And we are struggling a bit here. Right, we made a bit of a tweak at half-time. We've gone with some width to see if we can get in behind the fullbacks. Right, Davies with a throw. Comes back to him. Drives towards the byline. Finds Oscar Bob. Back to Davies. Rodri. Bob. Davies. Tackles on the edge of the area. Musiala goes back to pick it up. Bernardo Silva into Haaland. And he's offside. Right, into the last 20 minutes and we're effectively out now. There's not an awful lot of time left to get anything back. Corner comes in, headed clear as far as Bob. Goes towards the back post and Haaland's missed the target again. There we are, full time. Rather limply, after finishing second in the league phase, that is us out of the Champions League for this season. We're now at the end of March. We've played one more game since that horrendous exit in the Champions League against Arsenal. We won 3-0 away at Fulham, an early goal from Bernardo Silva and then a couple of late goals from Guendouzi and Oscar Bob. So we were able to score the 3 points. We've actually been helped by Chelsea drawing a couple of games because now we've both played the same number of games. We are only a point behind them, having been 2 points behind them with them still having a game in hand previously. So there's 7 games left in the season. One of those is going to be against Chelsea, so we've got a big end to the season in store. And there we have it, the end of another episode, and our Champions League dream has come to an end for another season. We are very much in the title race, 1 point behind Chelsea, with them still to play in the league as well. So join us next time to see if we can secure that Premier League trophy, which would secure everything we need to secure from England as far as the Glory Hunter save is concerned, which would then leave us with a big question about whether we stay with Man City, because this squad should be good enough to be challenging for the Champions League. Obviously, if we don't secure the league title, then hopefully we'll be coming back with Man City, depending on whether we get the sack or not. But if we do secure the league title, then obviously we'll need to have a look and see what jobs are available, but more than likely I would think we'll be coming back for a second season with Man City to see if we can do anything in the Champions League. But before we get to that stage, we've got the end of the league season to come, so join us next time to see if we can secure that league title. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.